I'm so tired of hearing about all these bandit attacks. I should move someplace nicer, like Alona.
Alona? We haven't heard from them in decades. Might be nicer, if anyone's still there. But with the war so close...
Oh, right. Well, what about Cantha then? Surely they can't have it that bad.
The Tengu were the last ones to make that trip. That was over a century ago, and they were leaving. And they went right past...
Or, right. Well, I guess the bandits aren't that bad.
Alright, welcome back everybody. We are continuing with our adventure. It's now the middle of the night, outside the walls of Divinity's Reach. And we're going to go into the city, we're going to explore, and we're going to get the story on the road here. So our first task, though, is to go to the bank, where I'm going to acquire a couple of items that will help me level up here. So let's go do that and walk on through. One of the things I kind of want to do on this series is I am going to be using items that the game's added that allow me to level up quite quickly. Which hopefully you guys don't take issue with watching. There's really no point in me actually manually going out behind the scenes, grinding on levels, if you will, on content that I've seen 1,000 times before and won't make it into the series anyway. So, yeah, we're currently level 5. It would be very, very, very easy to get to level 10, but because that's not really relevant for the main campaign, we're just sort of going to bypass it for now. But so, here we go. This is the city. We load in between this very large gate. There are 2 exits to the city. There's one out to the north that we won't be able to go out for a long while. But yeah, this is where we grew up. If you remember from the opening cutscene, as a member of the nobility, we like very rarely leave the city, it sounded like. We went to explore outside the city for the first time. I don't think they expressly said it was for the first time. But we went out into that centaur invasion, and just now we're returning after helping lots of people out. We hit the Minister's Waypoint. There's going to be lots of players here all the time. This is where one of the main places for player activity is. You'll see people of all kinds of the active population. So there's a bank over there, which is what we're going to go to. Over here as well, there's a trading post. So the trading post is kind of like this game's marketplace or whatever, where you can trade items of all different kind. We only have 3 silver here, so we're not going to worry too much about this. But this is where you can sort of do direct player trading between yourself and anyone else that plays the game. There's various vendors and things. We don't have to go into all of this. A big statue here to one of the gods. This is the statue to Dwayna. We can read the inscription. And it says, Dwayna, goddess of air and life, beloved to me. She is the promise of salvation whispered in my ear. The silent resolve to continue on. How my heart longs to bask in her light once again. So this is a quote from a man named Malka who made the statue. And by the end of the game, we will learn a little bit more about this. This is a man who actually fell in love with this god as he tried to depict her beauty. Really tragic and very cool story. Proper details on that are a long way away, though, so you probably would have forgotten about me talking about that statue by the time we get there. So, yeah, I'm just going to nip to my bank here. These are all the items that we really don't have to worry about for this series, but that I've just gathered as an actual player of the game. And I'm going to quickly put us to level 10. So I'll see you guys in one moment. And there we go. So as I hit level 10, you notice that up here on the top left, we actually get a mail that's now written here. That's not sent by another player. It could be. Players can send one another mails. You can send items to one another. You can send people messages while they're logged off and whatever. But that's actually from an NPC to start our story. And you'll notice up on the top right now, something's appeared here. It says, welcome home. And chapter 1 of the story begins. So let's just check very quickly here. We hit level 6 and the game gives us better equipment, so we can now equip fine gear. It's distinguished by its blue name and its improved stats, and you'll notice it's actually given us an option of 2 items here. We can either get this fine staff, the blue staff, or a focus. So I'll go with the focus first, and I'll tell you guys why in a moment. And yeah, so when we hit level 6, we unlock more weapon things. We unlock offhand stuff. So a focus is a weapon we can only equip in the offhand. We can't equip it in the main hand like a dagger. So yeah, and we got weapon skill 4. That was at level 6. At level 7, we unlock more stuff. It teaches us about vistas, which I already showed you on the previous episode. The Black Lion Trading Company, which I just taught you guys about a second ago. Armor repairs, so when we die and we get hurt, our armor breaks and we can fix it up. It's really not much of an important mechanic. At level 8, it gave us more stuff, so check it out. Underwater combat. You've unlocked underwater weapons. You'll now be able to use these while underwater with a weapon equipped. So we already talked about that a little bit. That's now in our inventory. So if we go back to our hero panel over here, We can equip aquatic headgear, so a rebreather to allow us to breathe underwater, and an aquatic weapon. So we get a trident here. And there'll be special trident skills. Now that we've got... When we're underwater, we get totally different abilities. I can show you what those look like as well. If we come to... What panel is it that I can show you? Yeah, build here. If you scroll down, you can see these are trident abilities, right? So magma orb, and boil, and steam, and lava chains, and heat wave. All these abilities, this is all underwater only stuff. We'll get to that in due time, though, I'm sure. It'll be a while before we really have to play underwater too much. So that was a big thing, that level. At level 9, it teaches us about gathering. So around the world, we can do mining, we can chop down trees and stuff. So it gave us some equipment for that. I don't really like the game doing this. I'd rather have to buy this for vendors. But so yeah, we get a sickle, so we can gather blueberries, button mushrooms, onions, carrots, herb seedlings, potatoes, lettuce. We get a logging axe, which can get us aspen, kirch saplings, eku saplings, and a copper mining pick to get copper ore. And we can choose, depending on the crafting disciplines and things, if you go that angle in the game, you're going to be gathering different ones of those for different reasons. And finally, at level 10, we unlock the personal story. Your story awaits you. Check the upper right corner of your screen for your next story step. Follow the green objective markers on your map, or quickly travel to your story step by opening your map and clicking on a waypoint near the green marker. So voila. And level 11 and so forth awaits. So let's just quickly go here. So we've got our main hand dagger, and we've got an offhand we can equip here for a focus. And when we equip this focus, you'll notice these two blank skills down here. When we equip this focus that we're now high enough level to do, these become more skills. So we get flame wall. Create a wall of flame at the target area that burns foes. There's not going to be any foes here in the city, but we can create this, right? This cool firewall. And also we get a fire shield. Envelop ourselves in a fiery shield that burns anyone who attacks us and gives us the boon might if we are attacked. So might increases our strength even more. So we can give ourselves this fire shield and we're protected by this. And then not only that, but in fire attunement, but also in water attunement. So we can drop a flame wall and then swap to water and we get these new skills as well. So a freezing gust, we can drop a comet of ice on a target foe. So there's lots of things going on here, guys. And that's just with our first 2 attunements. So there you go. That's our new combat capabilities. Let's walk through this tunnel here.
As long as the center...
And you see we unlock the Chamber of Ministers. We get all this awesome water in this little aquarium-style place. And yeah, we can generally explore the city. We could have used this, by the way, because there's all points of interest and waypoints and vistas and things to get in the city too. This is what we could have used to level up. So here we find some guys called the Ministry Guard. These are like the Seraph, but they're more hired police force, hired people to protect those with wealth. And they're kind of their own faction, the Ministry Guard. So there's the Seraph and the Ministry Guard that protect the city. And you can see there's this beautiful map of the world here. We are currently stood like here, where I'm jumping up and down. This is us here. And the game is going to end all the way over on this island over here, a place called Ore. Very exciting. So this beautiful concept art. Many years ago, before Guild Wars 2 came out, developers used to take people here to sort of show their environments. You got this really cool orrery here with lots of rotating different, on this glass roof I'm stood, depictions of celestial bodies nearby. It's beautiful. This place looks even better during the day as well. But it's great to come here at night. So there you go. This is the city. Let's go grab this waypoint here. Right up in the center of the city. This is the palace. And we could explore the palace. There's a little temple here to the gods that in a very long time we'll actually explore as a part of the story. But so there's statues to each god here. There are priests to the various gods. So what do we say? We cared about Balthazar, right? So we can come over to this priest of Balthazar and speak to him. And he says, Balthazar is the god of fire and war, conquest and victory. Those favored by his blessing will be granted the swiftness of a true competitor. We say, well, that's exactly what I need. And he says, Balthazar teaches us to stoke the flames within ourselves and others, and to go forth boldly in our dealings. Do you follow the ways of Captain Picard? I mean, Balthazar. And don't forget we were charming, so I undermine those who oppose me, making my victory swift and definitive. And he says, Balthazar grants his blessing. So we get to move faster in the city now. The truth is I was moving quite fast in the city anyway because of some expansion-related stuff. But yeah, we get this bonus that lets us run quicker. So that's kind of cool. Sorry, this bonus here that lets us run quicker. Let's read our mail. So a man named Lord Farron has just spoken to us. And he says this. A noble's work is never done. Greetings, old friend. As soon as you manage to drag your heroic behind out of that sickbed, your presence is requested, nay, demanded, back at your home in Divinity's Reach. And if you come home without telling that dazzling priestess of Dwayne what a fine fellow I am, I will take it as a personal affront. Until we meet again, I will remain your handsomest, most charming, and most humble companion, Lord Farron. So here's another, like, weird, wonky thing about the game in 2018. It used to be that the second we woke up in that house ages back, we got this mail, and it kind of made sense because we were still standing there. These days, though, the story works a little bit differently in that we unlock batches of story every 10 levels, which is why I had to wait for level 10 here. So now it feels kind of weird because you could be anywhere when you hit level 10 and then he sends you that mail. But nonetheless, that's the way it works. So we now get a ton of story we can play, and then once we finish this chapter, we'll have to do 10 more levels, which I can mostly do off screen, and then we get back to the story, and then 10 levels, and then you go back to the story, and then 10 levels, and that's kind of how it works. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, there's these massive, huge bridges that we can walk across here. I'm actually going to walk down through this mini portal that you just saw. It's basically like an elevator. And we can nip down here, and voila! We're down on the ground, and we're near our home. So one of the big features of the game is a thing called the home instance. If we're a human, our home is in the human capital city. It's called the Salma district. As you can see here, it says home. And this is an area of the world that will continuously update, and the NPCs, people we speak to here, based on the steps and decisions we make in our story. So it's pretty fun. For example, if we chose that we were, I think, a commoner, that we might run into a story step where we either have to defend a hospital that's being attacked or an orphanage that's being attacked, and you can only save one. And once you make that decision and you complete those quests, the orphanage or the hospital, the one you didn't choose, will be forever ruined here in your home instance. So, like, there's actual ramifications and effects that can come from the decisions we make in the story. For now, though, we're not a commoner, we're amongst the nobility, and our friend Farron has summoned us here this fine evening. So hello, Farron, how's it going, my friend?
My time is precious. The hero of Shaymore returns. Come and see how friends and neighbors alike have turned out to welcome you home.
A party, Farron? For me? Or is this just an excuse to get your friends together and see what's in my wine cupboard?
Nonsense! Heroes are always popular. These nice people simply insisted on congratulating you and celebrating your brave victory.
And you insisted on breaking out my finest food and drink for the occasion.
You deserve no less. Still, I can't take all the credit. Your household staff was most helpful, even eager to facilitate the process. I wish my servants loved me half as much. But then, I am lovable in other ways.
And the less said about that, the better. Now wipe off that smirk. Let's go enjoy my best roast duck and brandy.
So this guy is an arrogant, love-to-hate-him jerk. It's Lord Farron, it's our buddy, and yeah, if you're going to see anyone more narcissistic and full of bravado in this game, I dare you to try. We're going to be seeing a lot of Lord Farron. So yeah, he's actually set up a party for us. Pretty nice guy. So let's see what kind of entertainment they've got for us.
Ah, the guest of honor. Ladies and gentlemen, I give to you the hero of Shaymore. So, hero, are you ready to be amazed?
Sure, what you got for me, buddy?
May I...
They're having drinks over there. So this guy called Wozmak.
Come one, come all.
Would you care for refreshments?
Prepare to be amazed.
All right, what have you got, Wozmak? He's a magician, basically, and very slowly he's going to do tricks at the party. I don't know whether... Do we have to speak to him?
I'm here to entertain.
Oh, maybe we do. So here we go. Farron... Oh, they're speaking over there. Farron instructed that I hold my stupendous feats of wonder until you'd arrived. Should I begin my amazing act? So, it's going to be a long series, guys. If you remember anything from these early episodes when we get later in the game, try to remember Wozmak the Wonderful. Try to remember what you're about to witness. Okay, so here we go. But yes, by all means, start the show. Let's see what kind of magic you can do.
Gather around,
May I offer you
but
a
not
drink?
too close. My tricks are daring and dangerous. And now, prepare to be stunned. Right out of your shoes. Behold! Fire from my hands!
Whoa!
Whoa! Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, that one got away from me. Still, as far as tricks go, that one was well done. Thank you. For this next trick, I shall dazzle your eyes.
All right, what you got? Wow.
Behold, magenta-ish. Come on, people, I'm working here.
Oh, they love it. They love this one. Woo!
Magicians conjure a single dove, but I shall summon an entire flock out of thin air. Behold! Ah, my eyes! Somebody shoot them!
And they tear him to pieces.
Help! Oh, they're illusions. That's the life of a master magician, folks. Sometimes I even amaze myself. Now, prepare to witness a feat no other magician has ever performed and lived. Watch carefully. I can only do this once.
All right, what you got?
Behold! Do you have Alakazam! Alakazoom! No, that's not it. Alakazap? It's definitely Alaka something. Alakaboom?
Woo! And so he disappears. Wozmak is out of here. That is not, though, minor spoilers here, that is not the last we will see of Wozmak. Where did he end up? When did he end up? I guess we'll have to see. So there you go, that's Wozmak. Thoroughly entertaining, Farron, very much. Thank you for that. So we get some Barons in here. So Baron Carone, Baron Edmonds.
Seymour, come. Tell us a thrilling tale of your exploits.
Care for refreshments?
So the hero of Shaymore, we heard about the Centaur attacks. Would you like to tell us more about it? Well, it was bad, but together we pulled through it. Farron said you thought by Logan Thackeray's side, the captain. Is that true? Yes, he commanded the defense of the garrison. Together we drove back the Centaurs. Well, here's a toast to you. It'd be my honor to fight by your side someday. Should that time come, I'd be honored to stand by you. So those guys are pretty cool. They even, like, salute us.
Time is precious.
Very nice. What we got over here? A woman named Lady Madeline.
Offer you something to drink.
So refreshing to be out and festive. Between the centaur trouble, mother's failing health, and other matters,
Come have a drink with us.
I do nothing but worry. Okay. We got some servants. Lovely. Oh, we got cheeses. Watermelon. I love all the little details they actually put in here. It's really good. There's a guest here. He won't speak to us. So yeah, when we mouse over with our cursor, if the mouse becomes a speech bubble, then that's how I know that they actually have dialogue. So this guy, I can actually press F. He says, you must be a hardy individual to be walking around already. The battle at Shaymore was horrendous. I appreciate your concern. It's good to see you. Yeah, those horrible storms and things. This guest,
Do you have
she says, you must be... Oh, wait, it's the same lady. Oh, it's different dialogue, maybe? Same dialogue on different people? Yeah, I guess they did the same dialogue on different people. The game doesn't do that, too honest. It disappoints me whenever they do, but there you go. So, Baroness Yolanda... She says, it gladdens my heart to see you well, my lord. Praise be to Dwayne for keeping you safe. You're as brave as you are handsome. Oh, how lovely. It's good to see that nothing causes your flattery to falter, Baroness. You must tell me everything. Don't be shy. Come a little closer. Oh, hello. Excuse me, Baroness. I should mingle. Please enjoy the party. Oh, come on. This is mingling. I'll have a little bit of a conversation with her. Hell yes. All right, well, so there you go. And then Farron at the back of the party.
Do you care for refreshments?
He says, you done enjoying the festivities, old friend? Yeah, I think I'm done. All right, cheers, man. I'm outgrowing the party myself. I'll tell the servants that we're leaving. It seems like we missed most of the party, really. Sounds good. Thanks.
Do you have everything you need?
God help us.
Wait, what? They screamed, God's help us. Everybody's running away. And...
Take your hands off me, you scum! Help! Murder! Bandits!
And bandits attack for some reason that we don't know just yet. Kind of not handled too well, honestly, the attack coming out of nowhere. So you notice, by the way, we've got over 1,000 health now. We do a lot more damage. He's doing a spin, so I want to stand away from him. And we can drop the flame wall to hit all three of them at once. And this kind of attack comes out of nowhere. I gotta say, some of the early story stuff is going to be more rough around the edges, and the further we go, the more it will improve. So yeah, defeat the bandits. Okay, cool. Are they all dead? Oh no, it looks like we've got another wave coming in. Should we try some of these new water abilities? So here's the comet. I'll summon the comet on his head. So it slams down. The comet will daze him, which means he can't do any abilities. So that's pretty good.
I heard Farron shouting. Where is he?
I saw those ruffians dragging him down the street. They're going to kill him.
Calm down. See to the other guests and make sure no one else has been harmed. I'll go after Lord Farron.
Alright, find and rescue Lord Farron. So where was he taken to?
Don't worry. We'll take care of things here. Go after Farron.
Alright, I will try to. So you notice on the minimap here, we actually get some arrows that lead us in the direction we want to go. Can usually be quite helpful. You'll also notice now there's lots of red lines everywhere on the minimap. What this is doing is it's telling me the boundaries of the story instance. So if I walk too far away from where this adventure's going on, it will cancel it and it will kick me out. It will put me back in the open world. So you want to be careful of that because your only way of telling where those boundaries are is through the compass, through the minimap, right? You can't really tell. So like that gate, if I walk out of the gate, I'll demonstrate it to you guys here as the bandits chase me. If I just try and walk away completely, this is where we came from, right? This is back out in the main city. It says you're leaving the area, return, or you'll be kicked. So we always want to be sort of vaguely cautious of that as we're playing. So here, by the way, I can do a cool thing in the game. I guess we'll wait for our cooldowns. But there's a system in Guild Wars which is to do with combo fields. So this flame wall, okay, when I drop that, that's actually a fire field. And what that means is certain other abilities can specially interact with it. So when I drop the wall, if I was a ranger ally and he was firing through it, it would set his arrows on fire and they would do extra damage because the projectiles would go through the field and they would combo together. So that's pretty cool. There's lots of different ways you can interact with fields. One of them is with blast. So if you like do some kind of big slam attack in a field, it can like spread that field out and give people an effect. So I can actually do that on my own here. I can drop the fire field in fire. I can swap to water and I can blast with this ice effect. And when I blast in the fire field, I give myself might, which as you can see here increases our outgoing damage. And we get lots of stacks of it. We get 3 stacks. So that actually, you see the power is written in green now. We have more power than we normally would or should have because we did that special combo there. We also have more condition damage as well. And now the might just ran out and we no longer have a green number. So I'm going to try and do stuff like that as I fight. I won't like call it out loud everything that I do all the time, but I will try to call it out for you guys. So yeah, we'll drop it down. We'll charge through them. We'll go to water and we'll blast in it, right? So now we're doing a lot more damage just because we did that combo. And the game's full of stuff like that. So yeah, we'll kill these bandits and we'll open this door.
Here come the flames.
Oh, these guys are attacking us from behind. So this is a Widowmaker thug. Thankfully, we hit really hard right now. And we don't have to worry too much. They're running out straight back into my fire, which is good. Funny enough, by the way, the comet as well is also a blast. So I can only cast the comet on an enemy. I can't like pick a specific place for it to land. So if I play really perfectly, I can drop the flame wall and then I can blast in it twice. So here's a boss, right? So we'll dodge as he attacks us there. So I'll drop the flame wall under him. We'll go to water. We'll blast it once. And then if I had comet up, the comet would land on him in the field as well and we'd get it again. But unfortunately, it's still cooling down there, so I won't be able to do that. We'll try that combo again in a second. If he's still alive in 9 seconds, we'll try it. So we use our fire fields. Swing through him. We'll dodge next time he tries to attack. There you go. So he threw an enemy torch down there, so if I stand here, I take damage from it. And we knock him down, so this is pretty easy. You'll notice I'm constantly getting health every time I use a skill. It's because my heal skill, this thing here, the skill 6, this actually passively heals me as I do stuff. If I equip this heal skill instead, a prayer to Dwayne, we won't get that. So I'll show you what this other prayer heal looks like instead. So we don't have lots of passive gameplay. So we'll go upstairs. Farron, here he is. He's been chained up. How's it going, dude?
Thank you. I'm feeling much better now.
I'd hope so.
Am I pleased to see you? Though if you wanted me to leave the party, a simple "begone, freeloader" would have sufficed.
I'll make a note of that. Any idea who these hooligans were or what they wanted?
Not really. I did hear them discussing a farmhouse in Shaymore. They were going to lock me up there with the rest of their hostages.
Then I have more work to do. I can't save you and leave the others to rot. Bad form, you know.
Count me in. I may not be a centaur-killing berserker like you, but I can take care of myself. I'll meet you there.
Berserker? What? I'm a noble, like sweet man. I'm of, you know, I have dignity in things. A berserker. Oh, outrageous. What a rude man. So here we get a cool reward because we're starting to complete quests, right? So it's given us another leather bag, which is great. We get 3 bags of loot, which when we double click, we can get random items out of, which is exciting. And then we get a choice of gloves. We can take some velvet gloves that have a certain appearance to them and give us extra health. We can take the linen gloves, which look different and give us toughness, or we can take the cloth gloves, which give us power. I think I'll go with the cloth ones, because we have, well, these are country things. But anyway, so yeah, we can equip the gloves. We didn't have anything on the gloves before. And now, voila, so we get even more stats and nice things. We can even put that extra pebble from the previous episode into those new gloves as well. So that's kind of cool. And yeah, if we look in our inventory here, we're really starting to get a lot of stuff. So I will deposit and get rid of the eggs and things. And we'll equip the new bag that we've got here. And check this out, bag of loot. So when I double click, we get random stuff. So we got, what did we get out of there? A chain coat. That's heavy armor, and we're not a heavy armor profession, so we can't use that. Let's try another one. We got an unidentifiable object, so we could just sell that for some stuff. And a rifle, but we can't equip that. And then here, we get some some heavy gloves again, and some cogs, which we can also sell, so that's good. We even got these pinched goods from bandits before, which we can open up, which gave us blueberries and leather, and if we were doing butter, and if we were doing crafting, we could use all that. So I'm just going to deposit it. Okay, so that's pretty good. So Farron says some stuff here at the end as well. He says, shaken, kicked a bit and dragged, but still smiling. I never doubted you'd come and find me. Those bandits are a horror. What did they want? Did they say anything to explain the attack? Bandits have been plaguing the countryside around Divinity's Reach for months, but I never expected such a brazen assault. So you can see here, we're really going to be dealing with the bandits here in early game. They're getting more political and more bloodthirsty. The bandits have a political agenda? They're fighting against the Queen. Well, the Queen, civilization, authority, and spilled beer. Anything they don't like, they're rebelling against. And these days, that covers quite a bit. You said they're getting more bloodthirsty too. How so? Well, the bandits used to only attack caravans very far away from the city. Then small hamlets and outlying houses. Recently, they've started robbing villages like Shaymore and Beetleton. Now they're in the city. It's awful. And this is all because of politics? And then he repeats his other line there. So yeah, it seems something is seedy going on with the bandits, and we're going to try and get to the bottom of it. So there you go, that's this instance done, so I can click this button here to leave the instance and return back to the open world, and that's the start of the story. It's going to start off very small and little instances like this, and it will gradually snowball up into some really high quality, incredible experiences. So remember I told you about waypoints before, right? So we're all the way up here at the Salma district. But we can waypoint to any of the waypoints we found already. So we could go back to the orchard. Or you'll notice here that our green starburst, this is our next quest. And we actually already have a waypoint that's quite near it. The fields waypoint. So I'll just teleport my way all the way back over there. There's no need to wander all the way through. I actually think that another interpretation of this MMO where you were going to wander around that much would be really immersive. But the game isn't built to account for that idea. So a lot of the time, these personal story steps are going to zigzag all over the place. And if you decide not to waypoint, as interesting as that would sound for the series, it would actually be really boring in the end, I think. So yeah, it's now nighttime. Last time we saw this, it was during the day. But we don't have to worry too much. That does mean different events will trigger and different enemies will spawn in different places. But for us, we're just going to come up to this house that we never visited before. There's lots of bandits nearby. This one's going to attack us. Another guy riding around on a dinosaur. Damn people who have been to the Crystal Desert, many, many miles away. And yeah, so here we get this, and we can continue our story, chasing the culprits. So here we go. Really cool loading screen. Nearly all of these instances have unique loading screen art. It's always nearly beautiful.
Time to make those louts pay for ruining your party. I've got my good sword, sensible shoes, and my fighting coiffure. What else do I need?
Oh god, he's helpless.
You're as ready as you'll ever be. Glad to have you with me. But do me a favor. Stay close. That way we can protect each other.
Don't worry about me. Swordmaster Bongo the One-Eyed told my parents I was the best student he'd ever seen.
It's just so ludicrous. This guy's ridiculous. We will meet Swordmaster Bongo one day. We will meet him. So Farron says, no time to chat, old friend. We've got people to rescue and bandits to defeat. You're right. Okay, less talking, more fighting. So we can explore kind of this house and see sort of where these bandits have been. Can we open that door up there? No, we can't. And what we'll actually find if we go just immediately down into the basement, you'll find there's a sneaky exit to the house, which leads...
Sure it's safe here? We left a lot of wounded behind. They can talk.
into a sneaky base.
They'll keep quiet. Everyone knows what we do to a snitch.
And this is actually connected quite deep into that cave system with the bandits we were looking in before. So we want to be kind of careful here. So I'm going to jump these guys. We'll come in. We'll blast. We'll drop the comet as well. Ah, they're not quite standing in it. And so yeah, Farron's running in. He's doing some damage. We can, because we're in water here, we can put lots of vulnerability on so that his attacks with his sword do even more damage, which is kind of cool. These guys are coming. We can chill them as they run in. And, oh, check it out. We leveled up. So we got a whole other attunement. Very cool. Okay, so we just hit level 11.
If you scoundrels bleed on my fine apparel, I'm sending you the cleaning bill.
Okay, I'm sure. So yeah, we hit level 11. This is a huge level. Let's check this out. Okay, so level 11. We get hero points. So this is a new currency. You can unlock skills by spending hero points in the training tab inside the hero panel. Hero points are earned by leveling up and by completing various challenges found throughout Tyria. So I'll explain that in a second. We unlocked a utility skill and we unlocked a profession skill. So let's just do this in order. First of all, we now have air attunement. So we can swap into fire, into water, or air, and we immediately have all 5 skills. So this is what air looks like. First you get a lightning whip, lash your foe with lightning. And this is a double strike. Here we've got lightning touch. We can shock someone, and all the people who get hit in that cone, they get weakness on them, which means that they find it much harder to critically hit us. They do way less damage. It's really good weakness. We get another aura. This is a shocking aura. So if we put the shocking aura on ourselves, and we let this guy attack us, he gets stunned when he attacks us. So it slows him down, so that's pretty cool. And we'll get things as an elementalist later that allows us to like share that aura to our allies and things. So we can whip him to death. We get swirling winds, create a swirling wind that destroys projectiles. So while we stand in this, anyone shooting us with arrows or whatever, they won't be able to do any damage. The enemies early game attack so slowly and have such poor skills that a lot of this we're not going to be able to have a lot of fun with until later unless we PvP and stuff. And then finally gales. So from really far away, we can knock down our foe with a charged wind blast. So we can knock him down and then go straight into fire and then smack him with the fire and then go into water and blast in the fire field that we left behind us. And you start to get a feel for how Elementalist feels, right? As we play, as we just rotate through our achievements.
Please, I need your help.
By the gods, what will we do now?
You must like pain.
And they're fighting up there. So here, look, I can drop the swirling winds to defend ourselves from this cannon that's shooting us, that's back there. The cannon can't hit us now. It's getting destroyed by our swirling winds. So that's really cool. Oh god, my phone alarm's going off. 1 second, guys. We'll leave that gunner alive. There we go. Alright, sorry about that. So yeah, we can destroy this cannon. Basically, when we walk up to it, the guy that was standing in here firing gets out and attacks us. You can see he's here. So we can blow him up, like so. Here we're getting a bit low on health. When we break combat, we instantly regenerate all of our health. So we don't have to worry about using this skill here, our heal skill, too often. As long as you can kill the enemy, that can sort of save your life.
You're kidding, right?
And these guys are like mad at us. So we drop swells because he's trying to shoot us with a pistol. So we stay back here. But here I'm low and I don't think I'm going to kill them for a while. So here I will use Prayer to Dwayna and I will heal. And we get some health back, which is pretty good. So again, if we were running that other heal skill, the Signet that we started on, we would be passively healing as well. So it's just better.
Someone's come to kill you.
You must like pain.
Let's return the favor.
So these guys are all muttering all kinds of stuff. There's a big dangerous guy here, Chain Gun Kelly. We got to be kind of careful here, so I'm going to have to start dodging and things. Because we're actually getting kind of hurt. Here we can use this, which heals us. Remember the cone thing? We can heal Farron too. Our heal skill comes back and we're going to reuse this. Go back into swirls to save us because he's using pistols.
I need your help.
And we should use fire attunement. Look at this. He's unloading all this damage, but he's getting it all blocked. And there we go. We can slaughter him. So he dies. That is a guy, right? Chain Gun Kelly? It looks like a guy. Okay, so yeah, we get these cages. And these were the other people that were stolen from our party.
Thank you.
A little help.
There you go. As a child.
Thank the gods you came along.
Yeah, no worries, dude. And there we go. We saved them all.
Thank you so much, both of you. I'll never forget this.
You're still in danger. Gather the others and head down that tunnel. You can escape through the abandoned farmhouse.
And if you know any fair maidens, be sure to tell them who rescued you. The dashing Lord Farron. And his friend.
Mostly his friend.
Just get yourself and the others to a safe place. That's all the thanks we need.
Speak for yourself, old chum.
Before I go, take these documents. I lifted them from the bandits when they were manhandling me. They mentioned some kind of leader in Divinity's reach. Is that helpful?
It is indeed. Thank you. Now please go. We'll make sure you get out of here safely.
Alright, so we get some details. But we need to leave, so defeat the pursuing bandits.
Not a chance.
Yeah, they say they think they're gonna... Do we think that they're gonna let us leave? Well, we will have to fight our way out. So these guys are all still cowering, and we gotta try and save them. So let's do this, and we're gonna try and get out. So it was pretty good that we saved everyone's life, because we actually get some details about why the bandits are doing this, maybe. We get the name of a contact, so that's pretty great. I know we've got this extra skill here. I'll show you this as soon as we get out of the cave alive. Alright, protect you from what? Okay, there's tons of people over here. So we'll keep them safe with the swirls, and then we'll run in, make sure we unload our other damage. We'll burn them all to death. So, again, another thing, guys. Now you'll notice we've got tons of skills. You're already looking at 15. When we get a different weapon entirely, like a staff, it will change all of these again, because these are just the abilities we have because we have a dagger and a focus equipped. If we change the weapons, then all the skills on all the achievements change again. So there's still a lot more to learn about the class.
Help! I'm under attack!
Yeah, I can see you're under attack, don't worry.
Strong.
So we'll get these attacks rolling. Make sure they can't do anything too bad. And we're going to escape the farmhouse. Out you get, guys. Oh, look, the Seraph are here. Hello. Oh, and it's Logan.
Captain Thackeray, we've had the most marvelous adventure. My friend and I defeated these delinquents with panache and aplomb. You're just in time to celebrate our victory.
Aplomb.
I'm amazed. And again, I should have known the hero of Shaymore wouldn't let your kidnapping go unanswered.
No one hurts my friends without answering to me. And look, we found this letter in the bandit cave. Someone in Divinity's reach is pulling their strings.
No common thug would use such expensive parchment. There's a paper maker at the trading post named Sinfurserai. Terribly prickly man, but I bet he could identify the design.
Captain Thackeray, let me talk to the paper maker. I'll get the information you need without anyone realizing the Seraph are aware of the traitor in the city.
A solid plan. I'm grateful for the help, but be careful. Whoever's behind this plot is playing rough. I'll be waiting in the city to hear what you find. I'll try to keep Farron out of trouble between here and Divinity's reach. No promises, though.
Alright, you can try, man. You can try. This guy seems to do whatever he wants. So, like I said, we could change our stuff. So, let's pick up a staff now. And we'll show off a whole different set of skills, okay? So, and we get a new aqua breather as well. And more loot. So, and more gold.
What's next?
So, we're just getting tons and tons and tons of stuff. So, yeah, the paper is kind of a rich people's paper. So, if we can find out who made it, we might be onto something. So, Farron, how do you feel, dude? Headed to Furserai? I wish you luck. He's as cordial as a scale with a bowel disorder. So, Scale, you've seen me fight a couple of them. They're the creatures that live around the waters near here. You're not coming? I would be of little help. You see, I might have threatened him before. It's a silly story. But I imagine he's displeased with me. So, I'll sit this one out. Okay, I have to hear this story. Well, I used his paper to send an anonymous letter to a lovely young lady. Somehow, it ended up in the hands of her fiancé. He talked to Furserai about it, who ratted me out. Great. So he's trying to steal a woman. I imagine from her fiance. I imagine you had some strong words with him afterwards. After what the lady's fiance threatened to do to me, yes. So I told Furserai I'd have him tied up and thrown to bears. It was all bluster, of course, but the man seemed to take it quite seriously. My friend, you are a unique collection of very bad ideas. I'll talk to you later. Wow, so yeah, unfortunately we're not going to have this comic relief as we go find Sin here. Let's speak to some of the guards. We've got things covered here, she says. Good luck with your mission. Thanks very much. And he says the same. And then Logan, are you going to speak to us very much? We still don't really know much about this man, do we? But suffice it to say, he's a great hero that has been on many adventures already and is well known throughout these lands. He says, be careful out there. If first rise at the trading post, you have quite the trek ahead of you. Watch out for centaurs. I will, thank you. So yeah, we have to go on a bit of an adventure now to get there. So let's leave this house. Because if you really think about it, we're still very close to Shaymore, this little building here. And the trading post is a little ways south. So, oh, look, water pipes remaining. There's only one remaining. The bandits are actually doing some damage to them here. You see this giant explosion? You see this bomb carrier? He's seeking to blow up the water pipes and dismantle all the stuff that's going on here. I actually really want to show you what happens here. So this event is where they're trying to blow it up. They also try and poison it, which you saw in a previous episode. So I could kill him and help with this event. But I'm thinking of just watching him go through because I want you guys to see what it looks like in Guild Wars when one of these events fails. Who knows? Maybe another player will come out here and will stop this from happening. But can you see how one of these is spinning and spitting water out, but one of them stopped, and the other one over there stopped as well? Is because this one in the middle is hooked up to this pipe, which has been destroyed. Yeah? So when we see that the last one gets blown up here, if this bomb carrier gets through, that one will blow up as well, and the wells will dry up. And that's the kind of cool thing that they were actually aiming to do with the open world here.
I hope the last pipe doesn't go down. It'll be a nightmare repair job.
There you go. See, he doesn't want the last one to go down. I'm actually going to watch it. Our only risk is if this player over here, that thief, who's about to watch a vista, is going to try. So we will see. This guy's shooting us. We can kill this guy. All right, so in the meantime, though, the other thing I want to show you guys is this skill and how this works here. So, oh, look, the Seraph are going for it. Oh, but respawns. Oh, he might make it. This is going to be really cool. There's a guy on a raptor ignoring it. There's a guy over at a campsite over there as well ignoring it. Here you go. He dropped the bomb. Let's see what happens. I don't know how bad this will hit me as well. He's running off. Does that mean they've made it? That's got to blow up. Yeah!
First the crops die of thirst, then the pumpkins die of hunger.
And they're happy. See, look at that. And now if you look over here, this will stop spinning. It will run out. There you go. We just watched it stop there. Oh, I love that I've managed to show this to you all. So now another event has started where all of the workers are going to try and repair this stuff. It's pretty cool, right? Pretty cool. I haven't taken the time to sit back and watch this for ages, and the bandits are going to try and stop them from repairing it. I'm going to be a terrible hero and just leave it here because I want to talk to you about some other stuff. So here's the water reservoir here. Right, so we not only have our weapon skills here, but on the right-hand side of our health bar as well, we get extra abilities. These abilities over here are called utility skills. They tend to be longer cooldown and more specific in their usage. That's not always true, and over the years, they've made utility skills shorter and shorter and shorter cooldown, which I don't necessarily agree with. But yeah, so we get all of these, right? This is our first utility skill. As a human, we start with a couple to do with the gods immediately. They're really weak and pretty much useless. But so we've got a prayer to Lissa. We could pray to Lissa, gaining a random boon and giving a random condition to our target. We could pray to Cormyr to remove conditions from ourselves. Or, because we're an elementalist, we could try and learn some elementalist ones. So forevermore now, as we level up, we get something called hero points. And you notice we've got 5 of them already. So we can spend the hero points on learning new skills. There are different categories of skills too. So there are conjures. We could train ourselves in the art of conjuring. We could train ourselves in the art of glyphs. We could train ourselves in the arts of signets, of cantrips, or arcane abilities. And each different category has like different ones we can learn and use. So I'll keep it simple here first, I guess. Let's train ourselves with... I guess this will be interesting with cantrips, okay? So the first cantrip we learn here is ether. Actually, is that a good one? No, let's do glyphs, okay? So the first glyph that we learn, okay, is a new heal skill. So we unlocked the glyph of elemental harmony. We can now heal ourselves and gain a boon as well that changes based on our attunement. So glyphs are abilities that change based on the attunement we're in. So when we're in fire and we use this glyph, we heal and give ourselves might. If we're in water and we use this glyph, we heal and give ourselves regeneration. If we're in air, we heal ourselves and give us swiftness, which makes us move faster. So that's really cool. And then we can unlock another glyph as well. The glyph of storms. Create a storm based on our attunement. So we can slot the glyph of storms in here. So if I cast glyph of storms in air attunement against, say, this banner, well, he's going to die anyway, isn't he? Against this mower, if we use this new ability, and because this is on the right hand side, this doesn't matter what weapons we have. it summons a lightning storm, which you can see there, which does crazy damage. And if the mower hadn't ran out, he'd be like totally dead. Look at all these packets. This is 36 impacts of lightning strikes on a really long cooldown, but that's what it is, right? That's in air, but if I cast it in fire, it's not going to be a lightning storm anymore. It will be a firestorm. So I'll show you how that looks when that comes off. Like, there's a rabbit here, a cute little rabbit. Let's cast the firestorm on the rabbit. Ready? And we instantly kill it. So now it's a firestorm. And that does a different kind of damage, and that burns people, and it does less packets, but is more likely to hit. And then water is a different one as well. So that's what's special about glyphs. What might be a little bit complicated to you guys right now, because I'm an elementalist, is utility skills normally don't care about your attunement. Weapon skills, the stuff on the left, do. So when I'm fire, they change. When I'm water, they change, and so on and so on. Utility skills normally don't care about that, but glyphs are a special type of utility skill that does. So the first utility skills I'm showing you also happen to be the ones that have like this special extra thing. So here, this is the water storm, okay? So you see it's doing that now. And which one we use and which one's important to use, you know, that all just depends on what's going on at the time. So now, by the way, because we have the heal glyph, if I cast this in air,
Eat my dust.
I give myself swiftness, and we start running much quicker now. Which is good, because this will help us on our trek to the trading post, which I've been gradually walking to this entire discussion, okay? There's another scout over here as well, so let's speak to him and see what this is like, because we're now moving further away from the city.
The city of Claypool is burdened with many of the same problems you see here at the trading post. Centaurs are near neighbors, and it's difficult for Claypool to maintain a standing militia, being so far from Divinity's reach.
So there you go. That's a little bit of what's going on here. We've revealed some more hearts and things in the area that we can go towards. But yeah, so we can move around the open world a little bit faster now and help us on these treks. So yeah, you guys will get more of a feel for this later. We've picked a fairly complicated profession to start showing off, but we will see other professions, and hopefully it will sort of coalesce and make sense in the end. So there you go. This is the trading post. Nice flag up there. And we're going to walk on in. The Seraph defend it. And it's called Altar Brook. So this quite literally is a trading post. We can trade with other players while we're here. There are merchants we can speak to. Our inventory's getting a little bit full, so maybe we'll want to very soon. There's a waypoint just outside the trading post over here, which we might want to grab. So you remember that with these training wheels, we bought these glyphs with a currency called hero points. We only have one left now. You get hero points from leveling up. You get loads from leveling up. Doing it from leveling up is the main way you'll get them. However, for those who love to explore, out in the world, there are other special places you can come to where you may have to kill a boss or fight in a field of enemies. So this is a field of centaurs that seems to be quite clear at the moment. And if you come to special areas, you might be able to earn some without having to level up. So this is one, right? Residual energies linger here. The site will forever be marred by the magic the Modnir shaman used to summon the great earth elemental that nearly killed Captain Thackeray. This is the field that we were on in the first episode where the elemental was summoned a few days ago. So we're going to commune with where this happened. And by finding this point of power, we get more hero points. So we now have 2. And we can start buying more things. If we can get 3, we can buy the Glyph of Lesser Elementals. And in fact, I will do that. There's another one nearby. If we run over to this windmill over here, you'll find that there's another one. And I kind of really want to do that. So let's charge on over. Right now, because we're still quite a low level, we can only equip 1 utility skill. Which means that if we do get another one, which I'll get from this windmill up here, we're going to have to make a decision. And it might not be an easy decision. We have to make a decision which utility skill we want. Which glyph do we want, yeah? Or, you know, we could train a different classification altogether. Maybe we prefer conjures. Conjures are quite complicated, though, and I'll talk about those later. It's probably not worth it. So, yeah, if we worm our way up this ruined windmill that's been destroyed because of all the centaurs in the area, you'll notice there's a script. So, this is...
below, the Windmill King wants to fight a dragon. Bring out the dragon!
So this is a race we have not met yet. We'll learn a lot more about these guys later. This guy calls himself Chick the Windmill King, though. This windmill is my kingdom, he says. Big, dumb, stupid. I am the Windmill King, and you are my subject. I hold court. I make the proclamations. I kill dragons. You look like a dragon in disguise. Fight me. So he seems a bit insane. There's, like, weapons and things we can pick up in the area as well, so...
Forsooth, you have met your match, dragon.
So he's going to try and fight us. We can use these weapons in the area. He's knocking us back. So we got a plank, right? We got a wooden sword. We can do various things. So we just broke that on him. And yeah, let's see what we got here. Let's cast our Firestorm on him. Let's try and stay away from him because we don't want him to knock us back too much. We'll knock him down so he can't knock us down. We can use our Shocking Aura when he stands up to stun him again. I messed up the timing on that a little bit. Let's whip him to death. No, he knocked us back on 1% health.
You bewitched me, you evil magpie. You're not a dragon.
Oh, I'm sure I'm not. So there you go. He goes down, and with that, we get another point. So we can keep learning glyphs, right? So we'll get another one. This is the Glyph of Lesser Elementals. Let's buy this. Oh, wait. Yeah. The Glyph of Lesser Elementals. Summon a Lesser Elemental based on your attunement. Okay, so we can choose to summon a storm, or we can choose to summon an ally for ourselves. Which I personally, in RPGs and when I'm going through and I'm low level, I love anything that gives me allies. I hate it for stuff like PvP, and I don't like it necessarily at the end of games. But early on, I love to have allies. So here, we'll use this skill, this new skill. It means we have to turn off the storm until we reach a high level and we unlock some more of these slots. We'll have to turn off the storm, right? But now I can summon an ally. And even better, the ally I have changes depending on my attunement. So here's what the air one looks like. Boom, we get a nice little lesser air elemental who will run around and fight stuff with us. And we can even tell him to use an ability sometimes, which in this case is swiftness. So he can give us swiftness too. So lots of cool stuff going on, and yeah, I can't wait to show you guys some more of this. Our next task is to figure out who made this paper, who it is that's pulling the strings of the bandits by continuing our story with the informant. That will be the very start of the next episode. I'd love to see you guys there. Thanks very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you shortly.